Is this movie Die Hard 2.0? Is this the Die Hard that we didn't get when we actually had a Die Hard movie? When Bruce Willis was still making Die Hard movies, and we're gonna get Die Hard Year One. They're gonna get a young that which focuses on younger John McClane. But I'm talking about Skyscraper. Skyscraper is directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber or Gerber, who also has worked with Dwayne Johnson on previous films, including Central Intelligence, as well as other films like as We're the Millers. So based on his track record, this movie you're not going to get a whole lot out of this movie. So is this movie a Die Hard ripoff? I would say that's a poor assessment because Die Hard is a really good action film, especially the first couple films, including number three. So I would say this movie does kind of cop off a little bit of Die Hard, only because it is in a skyscraper scenario. Basically, Dwayne The Rock Johnson plays a FBI agent who's doing security for a Chinese tycoon, and his skyscraper in Shanghai, China, is built. It's actually, I looked into it. It is a real skyscraper. I don't know if it's that tall that it reaches to the clouds or something like that, like portrayed in the film. But I haven't looked into it. But so he gets framed when the building is set on fire. And okay, now let's talk about the more about the plot, because the plot really is very convoluted. You don't know what's really going on exactly, because of one of the guys that helped him in the very beginning of the film. Because it's very diehardistic, because there's a guy who has his it's just a domestic dispute, and he somehow has a grenade. How does a simple um, family man get a grenade, and how does this happen where he actually kills his own family by the way of grenade, especially in this day and age? I know that there's a lot of suicide bombers, a lot of terrorist attacks, including domestic disputes, and this day and age. But this just the thought of this is just not it's just not happening. But they basically Dwayne Johnson, he's trying to recover from it, and he ends up losing his one of his legs, including his partner, who ends up scarred from the side of his face because of the explosion that kills the family, including the little boy. So that's they try to. I mean, there is some redeeming value about this film, and I want to get into Dwayne Johnson basically. There's Nev Campbell. I'll get into her right now, and Dwayne Johnson is basically. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but he's a handicap. He becomes a handicap. He has a faulty, and he that's how he goes where he gets married to the doctor. His one of the nurses or doctors, played by Nev Campbell, who also did Scream, and I haven't seen her in years. And she just crushes in this movie. I gotta say, because if you guys remember on Scream, this is 10 times that, because she totally kicks ass. She's actually also some type of special forces type trained in combat, besides Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So, but you don't really know what's going on in this movie. Earlier, you don't know exactly who is the villain in this movie, because the villain in this movie, once again, just like Rampage, it is just a candy coated, sugar coated villain that nobody cares about. Nobody's intimidated. There's no high stake. There's no real high stakes in this movie. It is just a family man trying to rescue his family from a burning skyscraper in Shanghai. So there's no sense of danger. There is, because and there's a lot of if you take physics into account, there's a lot of near hits and misses where Dwayne the Rock Johnson is literally almost doing tightrope on a thousand something skyscraper, which and nothing's gonna break his fall. It's just not believable, but it is entertaining. I gotta say, what I liked about this movie really is it's action. There's some good action scenes that are not believable, but they're good. I like them. And Nev Campbell, I want to get into Nev Campbell a little bit right now. I have not seen this girl do anything in years, and I think she was utilized pretty well in this movie, because she basically put on her scream mask, her scream jacket, because she really kicks ass on this movie, and that's what she's probably one of the best parts, brightest spots of this movie. Nev Campbell really delivers on this movie. Is she believable as Dwayne the Rock Johnson's wife? Do they have any kind of connection? I would say no. But overall, and then the villain of this movie, once again, the villain is a weak, just weak, forgettable person that you could probably take apart pretty easily, even if you were just a law-abiding citizen. So basically, forget all that. It is the terrorist, and it is his partner, his CIA agent partner, that probably should have been the main villains of this movie, because actually, but they're not allowed to really. There's no real. It's kind of just rushed. The script seems like it was rushed just to make a good a Die Hard, and the director did say it is an homage to Die Hard because it is so Die Hardish that you really, it is just so noticeable. But so there is a touching scene with. It's not touching. It's just it does kind of involve you where he all of a sudden he has to fight his former partner and he ends up killing him by mistake and he gets framed also because the building is set on fire and the Chinese tycoon actually is also a villain. So this movie probably could have used some exposition because you don't. This is stuff is supposed to get you involved, it's supposed to surprise you, but it doesn't, and it just really fails. The only thing that really delivers is because once again, Dwayne Johnson is just. It's no doubt that he's the highest paid actor in the male actor right now in the world, but he's just as charismatic as he's ever been in the previous movies I've seen from him. And Nev Campbell is kick ass on this movie, and so I'm gonna give this movie a D plus because it is there is some fun, there is some type of it, action that gets you into it, so you do it is worth your while. It is available right now, Blu-ray or DVD or whatever HBO or Cinemax right now. So tell me what you think. What do you think of this? Do you like? What do you think of this blog? Can you guys? I really work hard to get you guys the best. I haven't been doing movie reviews because I just haven't seen that many movies. Because honestly, it's not like we have time, and especially in our busy schedule, to go see movies like other reviewers. Because I'm not making any money off of this, so I could really use you guys' help. I really appreciate you guys for subscribing, for staying subscribed, for being patient with me because I don't always do content all the time. Like today, I'm definitely doing some videos, but hit that like and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I'm doing my next video because I just did a couple right now. I'm gonna be doing one more before I sign off for today. But uh, tell me what you think about what did you like? What is your best date? What is your best scene or your best character on this movie? There's ain't a whole lot of them. What did you think of Nev Campbell? What do you think she was? I think she was pretty kick ass on this movie. She really did have a good fight scene with one of the murders or assassins on this movie. This Asian woman who looked like she would have been a bright spot in this movie, but then she was just pretty wooden in her. I don't know if it's because they wrote her character just to be she's very cold, and I kind of like I was a little bit impressed by her, but then I guess it's like the meter went down when I. So basically, like I said, let me know what you think about this movie. What do you think of this movie? What do you like? How they use Nev Campbell? What do you think of Is this just a straight up Die Hard ripoff? And what did you enjoy about this movie? Because like I said, there's some redeeming values of this movie. I enjoyed the action of this movie, even though it is not believable. And okay, I will see you guys real soon for the next review.